What's up, guys? It's Dr. Steve, master of the subconscious mind and doctor who fixes 100% of orthopedic issues not related to cancer, fracture, or infection. And today I want to go over how to love the annoying, self serving, condescending person. And there's always these people in our life that appear. And there's several different ways we can go about this, right? Just remember that your anger, you will not be punished by your anger, but your anger will punish you. It only harms you. So it does not do any good to hold that hatred and that anger and that resentment in your heart. But oftentimes we get an idea about somebody and our thoughts become things. So when we change our perspective, because your inner world creates your outer world, people's behavior tends to change. So if you believe something about an individual, about a person, they are that. And they do those things to you and they bring out those traits to you because that's your reality. I've seen many relationships, people come into my office, and when they change their perspective, all of a sudden the person that they were calling a narcissist changes. Not always, but sometimes that person actually changes, their behavior changes because their reality changed. And they put up their boundaries and they know their worth, and all of a sudden they vibrate at a different frequency, and that person all of a sudden treats them differently. But sometimes it's just you have to put the distance, and you have to separate from those people because everyone is on a different soul journey and everyone's on a soul path, and it's not your job to wake up everybody and wake up consciousness. It's only for those ready to grow and ready to know that your reality is only with the eyes. And what we want to do is open our hearts and operate in the 5D. We want to operate in a place of seeing things through the soul, through the heart, and understand why all things happen. Because in the universe, there's divine timing. Everything happens for a reason. There is no time and space. Everything's just matter. Everything's just space. So you have the ability to create everything that you need. And the universe has a plan that's out there for everyone. And a lot of the things that happen to us are just guiding us on our destined path and our soul's journey. So it's not to be judged, and some people just aren't meant to be there in your life. They're not ready to be conscious yet. And that's just the way it is. And we want to be like that water element. And we want to be able to just flow with life. And there is no pain, there's no fear, there is no challenge. Those are gifts and strange wrapping paper, because there is no such thing as rejection, it's just redirection. And we want to be thankful for these experiences that are putting us on our path, not be stuck with the limitations of our mind, setting a prison sentence of self-loathing and being angry and resentful and sad and depressed. It doesn't need to be there, right? It's just inner guidance. And so when we understand that everything's just inner guidance, and we don't judge situations and put labels on things, sometimes miracles happen and people change. And the ones that are ready to change and come along on that journey of enlightenment and consciousness, they'll come with you. And the ones that aren't, they can exude and stay in that negative space as long as they wish, because no matter what, the world is dualistic. It has to be equal, it has to be positive and negative. There's always a balance that's there. It's up to you to choose which path you want to take, the path of least resistance, which is what most people should really strive for and want to strive for, right? Because that's what creates the wealth, that's what creates the love, that's what creates the health, right? It creates it all in abundance. Or you can take the path of resistance, which is forcing life through the lower chakras. And when we force, it creates force back and headaches. You can be successful, but man, it's a hard road to take, and holding on to all that emotion, forcing things and lawsuits and hatred and fighting, and it's just not the way. It's just, what path do you want? Choose the path that's the least resistance, because when you do that, you can have everything and not have to stress.